Hey guys, Four Eyes here, and Smogon has done something a little unexpected. Um, I wasn't expecting a suspect test for a long time, honestly. I thought that something meta-defining was going to have to come out like Volcanion before we would see it. Well, I don't know how meta-defining Volcanion is, I haven't used it, and obviously nobody's used it, but whatever. This is a very big shock right here. That Mega Sableye and Shadow Tag are being suspect tested in OU. And I'm gonna kind of go through this thread, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it. And I'm just gonna read it, and I'll tell you all what I think about it, and let's go. Okay. Hello, the Tearing OU Council has decided to suspect test Sableye and Shadow Tag this round. Mega Sableye with Magic Bounce, paired with typing its good utility move pool, Recover, Willow's Combine, Knockoff, Foul Play, and a defense stat boost given by its Mega Evolution, Mega Sableye, has become a centralizing force in the OU metagame that is not easy to take down. This, I highly disagree with. It's not centralizing because there actually are quite a few things you can run to take care of it, as you can see here. One of the biggest things that actually gives a middle finger to Sableye is Superior, because Superior just comes in on Sableye and does not care at all. Another thing it doesn't care is Heatran, which it loses versus Calm Mind sets, but Calm Mind is becoming a lot less common lately, and it just, even if it comes in on flat on it using Will-O-Wisp from something instead of Calm Mind, you're good, even against Calm Mind set. And then there is, what else is there? There is Mega Gyarados, which checks it really well. If it comes in after turns Mega Evolved and it doesn't go for Willows, Taunt Mega Gyarados with Substitute just ruins it. Mega Gyarados is very viable, and let's see, any Fairy type basically does not care about Mega Sableye. Clefable, Sylveon, Mega Altaria, Azumarill if it comes in on non-Will-O-Wisp. It has its counters, and I could go over them all on here, but I didn't make a list. I'm just kind of going this off the top of my head. Another good one. Gliscor. Gliscor destroys Mega Sableye, especially the specially defensive Stall Breaker set. Gliscor does not care about Sableye once it gets its Toxic Orb up, and it's not very likely that it's going. And it's honestly not very likely that it's going to get burnt anyway. I mean, sure, a Sableye player will probably see, a good Sableye player will probably see Gliscor coming in from a mile away. But at that point, honestly, Gliscor runs often really well with other stuff that kills it anyway. So, I mean, honestly, the thing you have to worry about with Sableye is Willows, and you would have to worry about that with regular Sableye anyway. I mean, you basically play with Mega Sableye as you normally would with regular Sableye. And okay, let's keep going. Being the only bulky Magic Bounce Pokemon exists. Man, I do not do well with unscripted videos. I'll have to do this next time. Anyway. Being the only Pokemon in existence, Mega Sableye makes it extremely difficult to set up any sort of entry hazard once it is Mega Evolved. Only a few Pokemon have the luxury of setting up hazards against Mega Sableye without sacrificing viability. First of all, why would you set up hazards when Sableye has already Mega Evolved on the other team? That's an extremely stupid thing to do. If you know that they have a Magic Bouncer team, you don't set up hazards against them. I mean, you could say the same thing about Mega Deontay here, because Mega Deontay kills a lot of hazard setters, like Heatran, for example, if it's running Earth Power. It can kill Celebi if it's running HP Fire. It can kill Clefable even if you want to do that. It can kill Chansey with Diamond Storm. I've done this before. Like, you don't set up if it's. I don't understand this paragraph right here. It's common sense to not set up hazards when the opponent has a Magic Bouncer on their team. It's just like how it's common sense not to defog when they have a Bisharp on their team. I mean, I don't know what the argument is that it's trying to make here. You wouldn't set up hazards against Espeon. You wouldn't set up hazards against Mega Deontay. You would not set up hazards against against Mega Absol. You don't set up hazards against Mega Sableye. That's just something that's basic competitive 101. It's not the risk. And okay, the issue makes it extremely difficult for anyone to beat a defensively oriented Mega Sableye team. Due to Mega Sableye's presence, setting hazards up and pivoting until a hole is created is nearly impossible now, when it used to be one of the most efficient ways to break defensive playstyle. Yes, that is true. However, On the other hand, you do not need hazards to beat a stall team, because stall teams have 5 million ways of dealing with hazards and they don't care. Just because a lot of the Pokemon on stall teams resist rocks already, and then there's Skarmory, which can just get rid of spikes and not care about that either. And Skarmory, if it worries about Mega Zone, stall team's going to be running a Shed Shell on it anyway. By making pivoting impossible, increase the difficulty to break defensive teams, it doesn't make pivoting impossible. What are you talking about? I mean, what? Making pivoting impossible, increasing difficulty to break defensive teams, Mega Sableye forces the use of specific Pokemon or specific steps that have the ability to beat almost every form of stall team that are not commonly seen before the rise of Mega Sableye Stall. There are not? Okay, stuff like Stallbreaker Gliscor, Stallbreaker Manaphy, and Stallbreaker, heck, Gothitelle were seen before the rise of Mega Sableye Stall. What are you talking about? Togekiss and Mega Pidgeot are two examples. You list the worst two examples. That is cherry picking to the max right there. There are other things that beat Mega Sableye Stall. They're not just Togekiss and Mega Pidgeot. Specifically, other specially oriented fairy types that aren't Togekiss. Togekiss isn't that great in OU, and that's because it's outclassed by a lot of stuff, including frickin' Sylveon. I mean, why? Okay, and then Mega Pidgeot, outclassed by a lot of special sweepers. Like, why would you be using these two as your example? It's like you're trying to get Sableye banned. Smogon, I respect a lot of your suspect test decisions. The thing is, though, usually when you do these, you go into a pretty good analysis of the Pokemon and don't cherry-pick the two worst things. Most of these Pokemon subsets find their usefulness against and only against these team archetypes. Okay, yeah, they're niche. That's why they're not good in OU, unlike stuff like Clefable, Special Mega Altaria, Taunt Mega Gyarados, Stallbreaker Gliscor, Stallbreaker Mew. There's other things. And, well, Stallbreaker Mew doesn't do anything against Mega Sableye, but still. There have been other Stallbreakers. This means that using them is definitely risky because they can be absolute deadweights against other types of teams. E.g. Mega Pidgeot against offense. Yeah, that makes sense. Mega Pidgeot isn't that great against offense, that's why it's outclassed by a lot of other stuff. Without the use of these specific breakers, making every right move and prediction is not enough. The chance of winning is non-existent or very slim. Wrong. Against stall teams, prediction is your best bet. That you have to make every right move to beat a stall team. Because they're just going to pivot out into the thing that beats you. I mean, it's hard to have everything go beat a stall team. Yes, I will understand that. But if you have out a fairy type against Mega Sableye, chances are they're going to go out into Goth. So you want to switch out into something that can beat Goth, which is why we're moving on to Goth right here, it seems like. Well, I'm just going to read this for a minute. Forces Pokemon moves, beat archetypes. If you're weak to that archetype, of course you're going to be using that. There are lots of teams that have no problems with stall. For example, Serperior actually just goes all over the core of Gothitelle and Sableye. Moving on. Shadow Tag has been identified as... Wait, what? Yeah, okay. Shadow Tag has been identified by both tournaments and ladder players as an issue. This ability denies the opposing side one of the key elements in Pokemon, switching. Yes, it is a key element, I'll give them that. There are a few exceptions to this, such as Ghost types and opposing Shadow Type Pokemon, but only 4 Pokemon are remotely viable in OU. And one of those Ghost types absolutely destroys Gothitelle. Its name is Gengar, which is, coincidentally enough, is actually a Stallbreaker. The most popular abuser of this ability is Gothitelle, which gets Trick, Cut, Rest, Calm Mind, Thunder Wave, and other viable moves. The only thing you're realistically going to be seeing on though is Trick, Rest, Calm Mind, Psychic. Gothitelle has the ability to give its items, typically a Choice Scarf, to Pokemon that cannot kill it, forces itself into a move, and then proceeds to beat its all until the Pokemon dies by using Struggle. I'll give them that. It's very annoying when it does that. However, there are a lot of Pokemon that can kill Gothitelle as it is. You could use the same argument for something like Magnezone with Ferrothorn, Skarmory, and stuff like that. Like, yes, Mom, I understand. I'm kind of using a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Ad hominem, I guess. No, not ad hominem. Ad hominem is something different. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but I understand it's not really a very fair comparison to compare Gothitelle and Magnezone since they have pretty different roles. Well, no, they have the same roles, but they do it to different things. But the thing is it's pretty obvious usually when a stall team is going to bring out Goth. It's when you have something that completely destroys it. And so that's when you switch into your Pursuit Trapper, such as Bisharp or Weavile, or even not your Pursuit Trapper, just something that's very strong on either the special or physical side that can kill Goth, or make it switch out into something else. It requires prediction, yes, and the thing is, though, this isn't like something that when it comes to prediction during suspect tests, you usually don't want to bring that up. But the thing is, Gothitelle it's talking about specifically Gothitelle usually on stall teams here. Like, Gothitelle by itself, Gothitelle on offense teams really doesn't have... like, Gothitelle really only has its use on stall and balance teams, and on balance teams it's probably going to be running the Choice Spec set, which is even easier to break than the Choice Scarf set, because you do it just as you would with any other Trick Specs or, like, Rotom Heat. Well, no, because you can't switch, so, yeah. But either way, though, if Gothitelle, I don't know why they're suspect teching Shadow Tag, because you can beat Shadow Tag easily. There's a reason that Wobbuffet, which I don't know why they're bringing this up, there's a reason why Wobbuffet hasn't been banned since Gen 4, because it's easier to play around now with more offensive threats in the field. Okay. The only way Trap Shadow Tag can be avoided is continuously double shipping until the Shadow Tag user dies to hazards. That means hazards have to be avoided on the Shadow Tag user side of the field, or giving a Pokemon Shed Shell, which has one very niche use. Shed Shell is run on things, though, such as Blissey, Skarmory, Ferrothorn, other things that are worried about being trapped. We decide not to suspect Gothitelle because we think Shadow Part is the main part of the problem. That is true, that Gothitelle by itself is not broken. But Gothorita has the same trapping abilities as Evolution, and thus could become an issue should Gothitelle be banned. What? Gothorita is not remotely viable in OU at all. It's not nearly as bulky. It has to run Eviolite to even match Gothitelle's bulk, and then it gives up its ability to be able to Trick Scarf stuff. We also think Wobbuffet and Wynot, despite being quite unseen less effective than Gothitelle, are problematic as they can punish the opponent by trapping a target and create a hole and punish the opponent with little to no counterplay. Okay, I'm going to bring up something right here now. If I recall, one of the requirements, well, it's not a requirement, I guess, but one of the things that makes a Pokemon able to be suspect tested is it being S-ranked in OU. Gothitelle currently is sitting at B+ rank, and now B+ rank isn't something to scoff at. B+ rank is full of very good stuff, like Make a Heracross, Diggers B, for alligators, stuff like that. However, though, that's far from suspect-worthy, and then there is Wobbuffet, which is sitting all the way down here at C+, and probably going to slip down into C rank soon. They're not that great of Pokemon, honestly. Oops. They're honestly not as great of Pokemon as the Suspect X is making it out to see. I'm just trying to figure out, because... Here, let's actually go here. Let's read off Gothitelle's counters. Dark types, such as Mega Sableye... oh wait, hold on, this is Ubers. Okay. Dark types such as Mega Sableye, ironically, completely stops Gothitelle's immune Shadow Tag and cripple Gothitelle's knockoff or use it as Stat Potter if it's the Calm Mindset. Pivots, such as Landorus T, Rotom Wash, Mega Mantric, can U-turn to Volt Switch just to switch out of Gothitelle into a Pokemon that checks it. Again, those are the things that you can switch in when you see your opponent going into Gothitelle, because then they don't even care if your opponent switches out, because you get the switch with U-turn in, you can go into some... and heck, you can even stay in if you're ballsy enough. Latios and Latias. Yes, Latios and Latias destroy Gothitelle, and they even like Choice Scarf or Choice Specs. Dark types, Choice Scarf for Antar and Bisharp can successfully Pursuit Trap Gothitelle or cripple with Knockoff as they are immune to its stat moves. Pursuit users such as Bisharp, Tyranitar, and Scizor can come in on a Choice like Gothitelle and Pursuit Trap it. Heck, they don't even need to come in on Choice Scarf, on Choice Lock, because Bisharp and Tyranitar can make use of Choice Scarf, as can Scizor. Heck, Scizor can give it its band and keep it locked in. And you can switch into Mega on this anyway, and then it won't be able to trick you anyway. Ghost types. The Ghost types aren't hard counters Gothitelle, they are immune to Shadow Tag, and Ghost types such as Gengar can deal a lot of damage to Gothitelle, if not outright Oko it. Faster, powerful attackers. Gothitelle's mediocre speed, bulk, and typing leave it prone to being KO'd by many attackers such as Mega Beedrill, Mega Pinsir, and Garchomp. As you can see, physical attackers are coming up a lot in this. Shed Shell users such as Skarmory, Ferrothorn, and occasional Blissey can carry Shed Shell and avoid being trapped. Those are niche, but Skarmory and Ferrothorn do appreciate Shed Shell. So as you can see here, we have plenty of viable things that can take out Gothitelle. And yes, you can't switch into Gothitelle because you can't switch out of it in the first place. But Gothitelle is very situational when it's going to come in on your team. The opponent either has to sack something or bring it in on something that can't kill it. And if you're playing against a stall team, you want to play it safe and switch out to something anyway, because it's very unlikely that the opponent is going to be killing you anytime soon. Stall is basically wait for the opponent to die. And I'm honestly starting to think something. I'm going to go over this at the end of it, and I'm thinking they might have suspect tested the wrong thing here. Let's think what fit. Why not? Okay, due to the fact that the ability works extremely well with Mega Sableye stall team. Okay, this is kind of validating things here. We have decided not only to ban Sableye from the suspect ladder. We have decided to only ban Sableye from the suspect ladder. Then the voters will vote on Sableye and Shadow Tag. That way, if they think Sableye was the only issue, they can remove it and only it. If they think Shadow Tag is the issue, even without Sableye, based on ladder experience, where it will be allowed even without one of its main supporters, Sableye, they can vote to boot it out while keeping Sableye. Obviously, the voters will have the option to boot both of them or neither of them. For this round, we're going to have 2 alternative ways to qualify the voting, and then it just goes over the stuff. Game limit 75 games. Last time we did GXE. Okay. I'm honestly thinking that the problem here might actually be Mega Sableye plus Gothitelle. And I know that's a complex ban, and yes, and while I do not think that it should happen in the first place anyway, I think that's the problem that they're seeing here, is Mega Sableye plus Gothitelle. Because Gothitelle it kills a lot of stuff that you would normally kill Sableye, but cannot kill Gothitelle. And vice versa for Sableye. Well, I don't know, Bulky Dragon Dance Altaria, actually. But, well, no, because, yeah, Bulky Dragon Dance Mega Altaria would actually destroy both of them. But the thing, whoops, Windows 8, go away. Okay, but the thing is, though, I don't agree with the suspect test at all. I don't think either of these should be banned for the reasons that I went through in this video. And I might be a little heated right now with it, but so I may not have made the best arguments. Feel free to point that out. I will freely admit if I did not make a good argument. Who knows? Maybe my opinion on this will change. I don't know, but for now, I think in my next video I will be participating in the suspect test. I will probably be voting no. I don't know if I'm unsure though if I'll be able to get 2700 coil or more. Though is the problem, because the schoolwork and stuff like that, and just general laziness. I mean, every time I've participated in a suspect test, I just haven't done enough battles to get up to 2700 coil. I've maintained the GXC though with doing it, but I've gotten close before, like when the H/retest happened recently. I got to like 2400, but I just didn't finish. But yeah, I'll see what I can do with the suspect test here. I will probably be voting no ban, and yeah, that's my thoughts. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I'm open to debate. Yeah, I disagree with the Sableye. I disagree with banning Mega Sableye. I definitely disagree with banning Shadow Tag. I don't even know why they're considering these 3 right here to be problems. But, well, yeah, the thing is about Wobbuffet. It runs very differently from Gothitelle, and it is a lot easier to break Wobbuffet than it is to break Gothitelle. Because if you have a setup sweeper, which is what Gothitelle likes coming in on and trick scarfing things, Wobbuffet cannot come in on setup sweepers, because you can set up enough to kill it, and then it dies. Because it's not fast enough to encore a lot of setup sweepers. Like, yeah, it can't encore any setup sweepers really, unless you're running like Curse Ferrothorn or something. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, and bye.